Good afternoon to all of my AAMFT colleagues. I hope this message finds you doing well and having a very productive Friday. Your AAMFT Board of Directors had its fall board meeting in Milwaukee on October 14th and 15th prior to our 2014 annual conference. I'd like to share with you some of the highlights of this meeting. You will recall that for the last 18 months, the Ethics Code Revision Task Force has been working extremely hard, conducting a complete overhaul of the AAMFT Code of Ethics. Following the open comment period this summer, the task force worked diligently to incorporate certain changes based upon that feedback and submitted a final version of the code to the board in September. The board accepted the task force's report and adopted the new Code of Ethics, which will take effect in January 2015. I want to personally thank every member of this task force, with a special thank you to Amanda Reeves and staff for all their hard work. Another important item on our agenda had to do with the recommendations made to the board from the Elections Council that was presented in July. The board voted to form a task force called the Elections Council Policy Task Force 2014, which worked very hard between July and October and submitted their report in time for our fall meeting. The board adopted all of the proposed recommendations made by this task force, which included A. Moving away from a constituency-based model to a more skill-based model, which focuses on identifying particular leadership skills that are not restricted to just divisional leadership experience, but also nonprofit or board experience in general. B. Removing the requirement that you have to be licensed in the state or province where you reside, while requiring that they hold a license or certification that is consistent with credentialing requirements stipulated in the AAMFT bylaws. And C. Have the AAMFT President address in the charge letter to the Elections Council what particular leadership skills to look for when nominating for officer positions which make up the Executive Committee. There were other changes that were adopted, which you can read when the October minutes are approved in December and posted to the AAMFT website. Probably the most important decision the board made had to do with the recommendation of the Division Affairs Steering Committee, which has been studying and leading the restructuring initiative. I sent all of you a letter on Wednesday, October 15th, announcing this decision, so I will not elaborate here except to say that the board adopted the recommendation of the steering committee to put forth to membership a vote to eliminate mandatory structures from the AAMFT bylaws, including our current mandatory two-tiered dues format, and to establish a flexible organizational structure determined by member choice and voice. The board has a responsibility to the long-term viability of AAMFT. Over the last 8 years of discussion and evaluation, and 2 years related to the researching and seeking member input via surveys, conference calls, and a meeting last August has gone into this decision-making process. The AAMFT board believes that AAMFT is most strongly positioned for the future when we respect you as your own best decision maker and offer you options in membership structure that reflect and allow you to customize your own experience. Staff will provide the board with a bylaws markup for our December board meeting. Finally, the AAMFT Research and Education Foundation Board of Trustees voted to form two task forces to write new governance policies for the foundation, as well as create a strategic plan that will ensure the success of the foundation for years to come. The timing of this decision is perfect, as it allows the successful foundation reception honoring Patrick Kennedy held at the 2014 annual conference. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video and for your dedication and commitment to AAMFT as we continue to advance the MFT profession. I hope you have a wonderful day.